What's going on, everyone? It's Chris from 416 Coffee, and this is episode 53 of Coffee with Chris. Now, in this episode, I wanted to answer a very simple question, which I know a lot of people have in the industry. Some of maybe the home brewer community might be like, what are you talking about? But it's, do I need a refractometer? And so what this device does is it measures total dissolved solids in coffee. So, Chris, what the hell does that mean? Why would I need to know that? So, what you do is you take a sample of a coffee you've brewed, you zero out this device with distilled water, you put the sample in, it tells you how the total dissolved solids in that droplet of coffee, and then you use that to get extraction yield, which is pretty much what percentage of the coffee that you brewed with, like the ground coffee, has dissolved into the liquid. So this is an expensive device. This thing runs about $900 US. And this is kind of the industry standard. There is cheaper ones that you can get, which I was using for a long time, but I finally decided to upgrade. If you're a home brewer, unless you're really into coffee and love the kind of scientific part of it, you don't need this. We'll put that one right there. You don't need this. Hopefully, whoever you're buying your coffee off is using devices like this to create kind of brewing parameters or to create guidelines so that you can create great coffee at home and you don't need to check it with one of these. However, if you're in the industry, either as a roaster, a coffee shop owner, I actually think you need one of these. Because here's the thing, taste is subjective. So we all sit there, we taste coffees, I like it, you hate it, this guy loves it, right? But this brings some sort of scientific rigor to at least the process of extracting coffee, to at least dialing in techniques and things like that for brewing coffee. And this is super useful when you're dialing in espresso. So, the moral of the story is, if you're a cafe owner, I'd highly recommend training someone with one of these or sending them to one of the specialty coffee associations courses on how to use one of these and setting someone up to know how to use one of these. Or if you're a smaller shop, you should know how to use it yourself. Extraction yield is hugely important, and it's going to give you at least a baseline, right? And it's going to let you recreate positive results. For example, if you brew something and it's delicious, or you're pulling espresso and it's tasting perfect, then using one of these you can dial in, okay, this is the extraction yield we're looking for there. It's 19%, it's 20%, whatever it is. And yeah, this is kind of the only way to really scientifically get to a point where you're dialing in coffee based on something that's actually measurable. I know there's Q grading and I know tasting's hugely important, but taste is ultimately subjective, and who knows if your palate's completely clean or whatever, right? So you don't need one of these if you're a home brewer. If you're a coffee shop owner, you should consider it if you're serious about whatever you're putting out there. And if you are a coffee roaster, I think you have to have one of these. I think it's ridiculous if you don't own one of these, just because you have to put together parameters for anyone who's brewing your coffee. For the home brewer, for the coffee shop you're selling your coffee to, you have to put together parameters. So coffee shop owners, maybe if you're serious, I'd still recommend it. Especially because, Canadian, this came to right now at the exchange, like $1,100 shipped. It's a pretty big expense, I know, but I mean, you're gonna have something that you can fall back on. You can be like, did you use this? What's our extraction yield? Okay, then it should be tasting good, and I think it's useful, and you can use it for drip coffee too. So, coffee shop owners maybe, roasters 100%. Anyways, I just want to make this video quick just to talk about this device, because I felt like when I was getting into coffee, I would just see extraction yield out there, that number, and I'd be like, how the hell did they get this number? And then I figured out, okay, refractometers, blah, blah, blah. This is like 5 years ago. And I was like, okay, but then where do I buy one? Do I need one? How do I use it? What is it teaching me? And there was never a definitive answer on if I needed to get one until probably 2-3 years ago. I was like, yeah, definitely need one of these. So I just wanted to make this video to quickly explain, if you're a coffee roaster, you 100% need one of these. If you're a coffee shop owner, maybe. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you have a refractometer? Have you ever used one? And I will see you next time.